All right, looks like we're live. Hey all, holy crap, that was fast. We already have a game. Sweet. Anyhow, the big news is that we did qualify for the Fire 2 Open, so that was really cool. Uh, Qualifiers were last night, and I had to play two games. The first one was pretty good and smooth. The second one was tough, but we made it through. So we're qualified for Season 2 of Fire 2 Open. The other big news is that we hit we hit 700 elo, and that gets you a fancy master badge, which has been a goal of mine for a little while. So that was pretty cool. And now we're in an arena game. We have all the pass tiles. We have round 6 towns. We have dwellings into trading posts into towns. This is a stupidly high econ game. I love big econ. I've already showed off big econ witches on this stream several times, or like that was kind of my best game. But we're just gonna do it because it's fun and I like it. And they're a good faction here. Darklings are a fine pick too. Sanctuary into temples, trading post towns is good for Darklings. Pass towns are lots of points. We are missing Spade. It makes Darklings a bit better. We're missing Priest, and we're missing Temp Ship. Makes several things a bit harder, admittedly, but we'll see how it goes. I should drop a note that I'm streaming, just because that might actually pull some people in. And we'll see how this game goes. We're honestly kind of just looking for a fast game and just kind of playing loose. We had great games last night, and so who really cares right now? Right when I was at that edge of hitting 700 elo, I cared a good bit more because it's just like a fun little plateau to hit, but I don't really care about my rating, to be honest. I only care about my rating insofar as it actually indicates how strong I'm playing or am playing, and I do feel that I'm playing at a pretty high level right now and that I'm in the groove, but doesn't really matter what the exact number is. But it was kind of sweet to hit that threshold and get that badge. So, anyhow, looking through our opponents, all of our opponents are kind of in that mediocre range where they've surpassed beginners and they at least have loose ideas of how to play the game, and they're certainly capable of at times putting together a strong game, but they're going to have a much harder time reacting to oddities and other things, and we should have quite an edge, but we'll see. Dwarves get thrown in. Dwarves are pretty bad on this map. Dwarves are never that great at towns because so multiple problems, right? So dwarves are a faction that is really good at generating their own victory points via tunneling, but in order to do that, they need to get lots of workers out rapidly. And this map is kind of hard for them to get lots of workers out rapidly. There's lots of great tunnel like chains, like you can tunnel around, but to actually be able to like dig and get to gray hexes rapidly, the map is pretty iffy on that front. It's also not that friendly on connection for dwarves. And then on top of all of that, this game is just saying like there's so many ways to make points that it kind of negates dwarves like big ability, right? Their main ability is that they generate their own points, but everybody can generate points this game. The pastiles have tons of points, the track has tons of points, so not very excited about them. But this is an interesting color arrangement. Gray doesn't actually impact green as much on this map. The biggest block is honestly probably right here. This gray hex is one that you'd really like to get. And so like starting here and here becomes a lot more problematic because now you need this hex. So witches are a good bit worse than I was hoping they would be. You could probably start here and you'll get a nice town. Then you probably still start here and you hope to go through the center or something, but obviously a little iffy on all that. Cultists will start here and at least probably get neighbors. I'm expecting dwarves do start here. I'm not sure. Darklings are going to start here and possibly get the center, although I think cultists have to start here. Cultists usually have to ship early, and we don't see many cult coins or anything, so that doesn't seem great. I think this is probably Darklings. Darklings in the first seed are probably the best faction here by a good bit. This map isn't like super great for Darklings in general, but part of the reason I like Darklings here is because I think you're going to get this hex and this hex if you want them. And I think you do want these hexes. You might get Priest to Earth. I guess your starting tile is gonna suck. I didn't consider that yet, but the starting tiles this game are pretty bad. You get 2 workers, worker power, and then Darklings are gonna get a coin tile, which is fine, but it means they often need a coin power action. And if I'm gonna use my priest to dig, it means that I'm not gonna have a priest to occult probably, unless I get both the workers and the priest power action, which is probably hoping for too much. Um, yeah, I don't know. Darklings are getting bid down a lot. Old jumped them all the way down to 17, so I don't think we want them anymore. Cultists, I think, are still pretty good here. Cultists can open. Uh, Cultists are going to get a lot of leech here. I think Cultists still, you just put a temple here, and then you try to ship early is usually the plan, and you get to this hex. Once you get 2 ship off of this hex, you can reach here, 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 here. If you start here, you're also reaching here and here. And so you see how suddenly you're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hexes off of just 2 shipping and 1 dig. So shipping is really strong for cultists on this map. I think it's how you play them well, and then you try to dig to fill in later. Admittedly, there's not late cult spades here really until way late. So the cult track is actually pretty bad rewards. So cultist economy is not that great. So I'm not sure how good they are, but I like them. I like double temple opening here for cultist. You take this tile and you can open with 2 temples. You might get Earth 1 blocked this game, but opening 2 temples I think is still fine. You take like Earth. You probably just go big econ. You just go Fire 1 and Earth 2. It's probably fine. You could even go Air 2, I guess, instead of Earth 2, but I'm not sure. I don't love a lot of actually options for cultists, but I like them. And then I think witches are probably still playable. It's just a little confusing where you start. Like starting here is good if Darklings or Cultists actually listen to me and join on over. There's a slight danger that Dwarves are going to start here, which would really kind of suck. But this looks pretty awful for Dwarves, so I don't think they'll be there. So you at least can do a Sanctuary Town here. Dwarves in the game might mean that this hex disappears really fast, faster than you can Stronghold, which would be a really problematic. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Team Witches also has a lot of problems here. I don't really like it. And then dwarves on this map are just pretty tough. Dwarves, you're probably starting here, and you're gonna get some leech. You're gonna hope to like double dig this, and then get over here, and eventually dig this as a town, and then like this is your connection hex, but witches want it, and you're gonna like start here, and then you eventually need to like tunnel through this stuff. Like it's just really hard. Unfortunately, our opponents don't want it. We're gonna go back to Darklings. Darklings are good here. I mean, witches I don't think can be that bad, but I'll take them later. This auction could get really annoying because like I think these are just really bad faction picks to have an even matchup. I'm not impressed with what my opponents picked, but oh well. That happens. What is the dwarves game plan if I have to settle for it? It's just really bad. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's no. So one of the other things that's really good for dwarves is to have a late cult worker event, so that you can get lots of workers off the cults. But that's not what we see here. There's no earth cult events, which isn't really good for dwarves. It's just gonna be really hard to get the dwarves going with lots of worker production this game, and I think your neighbors aren't really where you want them. I mean, this little section looks okay. But I think if you're dwarves, I don't think you connect. So you have to try to win this game without connection. Cults, you can at least do a pretty good cult game, but cultists are going to be really annoying. And then if you're dwarves, 3 towns is kind of tricky because you can get like 1 here, but there's really no town here. So you're going to like tunnel to 1 or 2 of these just for some points. You probably could get a town through here again, but you have to double dig at least 1 hex and get some space. And then you probably have to just let the witches be your neighbors because otherwise you don't have neighbors. Unless, actually, I guess cultists might choose to start here. or Darklings. Like Cultists or Darklings might start near you, and then maybe you have a game down in here. I just think Cultists that don't take this are in trouble, because if Cultists don't take this, Darklings are gonna carve through the center, like carve through these hexes, and then Witches are here, Dwarves are here, Dwarves are gonna cut through here, and now suddenly you're Cultists and you're trapped on two halves of the map. Like this is usually your connection hex, but this is nice for town space with Dwarves, so there's that. Um, we do see that somebody jumped over to Witches. I think Witches are clearly better. I was really kind of hoping somebody would just jump to Dwarves because they actually wanted them. Who put Dwarves in? Old. So Old is not actually jumping to the faction he put in, which is fine, but sometimes I wish there was like a penalty for whoever put a faction in, but oh well. I'm also auction can often take a bit longer, so it's fair, I think. But I'm definitely in a like jumpy mood. Like I was kind of hoping for like a fast game. I'm ready to like let's go. But oh well. I guess there's a good question of who's actually going to get the spades. So whoever takes worker power is probably going to have an advantage on the spades. So I guess Cultists could take worker power just to get double dig. There again might be an Earth 1 rush, although there's no real need to fight for Earth 1 this game because, again, there's so many paths. Like, I don't really intend to rush for Earth 1 here at all, to be honest. Even if I get Darklings, I think I'm taking Fire 1. Yeah, I'm almost certainly taking Fire 1 Darklings, and then I'll just take another Econ favor this round and just, like, if I have to, I'll go Fire 1, Earth 2, Temple for Water 1 this game as Darklings or something. Like, there's so many points to be got from just building a bunch of stuff and getting priest production and whatever is Darklings that I don't need Earth 1 as much as I'd be happy just getting more economy, which is awesome. I love these sorts of games and tracks that really enable you to feel like you don't need Earth 1 as bad. I think it's more fun and more interesting when there's like this wide variety of ways to score points. Which isn't to say Earth 1 is bad. Earth 1 is still totally fine. If I'm allowed to, I think the default plan is to take Fire 1 into Earth 1 is the better plan for like Darklings. But I just don't need it that bad. We do see some Witches bids going on now, which again, I think totally makes sense. I think there should be some Witches bids. But yeah. I'm going to start here as Darklings. There is an interesting question of what the other hex is. It partly depends on where Cultists start, I guess. Like, the first hex is here. If Cultists do start here, you almost, like, kind of have to start here just to, like, cut them off and allow yourself to expand other places. This is often a Darklings hex. Usually people don't fight for this very much, so we can often get this hex. And then, like, in this color wheel, we probably can get down to these 4 for a town. We can hope to get a sanctuary town on, like, these 3. And then if we're on this hex, we can hope to, like, dig out up here or something for, somehow we dig out a third town somewhere up in here. It does take a lot of priests, but again, one of the best parts about Darkling is that you have lots of priests to dig with and they score you points. So, I mean, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then, I don't know, if you get, like, a bridge, it's only 10, 11, maybe 12 or 13. That's a lot of priests, but, like, that's a doable Darklings game. So we'll see. There is no priest pass tile, which does make it a bit more awkward, but there are workers on the passes and stuff. People aren't going to Darklings here. They are bidding down other stuff. I'd be really happy at this point if somebody just took Dwarves, but I'm expecting it's going to take a bit longer. Dwarves look really problematic here. I'm going to keep bidding Darklings for quite a while at this point. I've talked myself into I think Darklings have a really solid game. And I think a lot of the other factions have a lot of problems. If Witches do start double center, I think I'm going to very likely take this Hex first action. I usually don't care about securing space, but this game I will. I am talking like I'm playing Darklings here, but I do think Darklings are just the easy faction here. I think the track's really good for them. I think their game plan is good. So I just really kind of want them compared to everybody else. but poor dwarves, nobody wants them. Yeah, the Exponine. Dwarves are tough on this map, and it's extra tough when there's. Well, I actually don't know if green kills dwarves that badly, but it's not. It's just again, it's not even a really good dwarves game because the cult bonuses are like all sorts of wrong, and it's just it rewards super high economy, and I think dwarves are actually best in games that have kind of limited scoring. I'll do one more on Darklings, and then I'll go jump to Cultists next again, probably. I still think Cultists are going to get a lot of cult points here. Even though the cult rewards aren't great for them, I think it's okay. Uh, I do think Cultists are probably going to get Earth 1 blocked with these sorts of players. They're like, but when I say these sorts of players, typically players in this kind of 300-ish rating range don't really have a wide repertoire of how to play, and their best way to win and their best successes comes from just rushing Earth 1. So dwarves are so terrible here. Yeah, I completely agree, Gray. I just want nothing to do with them, and I'm kind of annoyed at whoever put them in, and we're all just very slowly bidding around them, and I'm ready to move on, but we'll see. You just lost to dwarves on fire and ice. Yeah, I mean, it totally can happen. Like, dwarves can win. This map is not so awful for them that they're doomed, but it's just all sorts of. It just does not look good for dwarves. Again, if it was a good dwarves game, I think the late rounds have limited scoring instead of like some of the best scoring possible. I think there would be workers on the cult rewards. I think that's really good for dwarves. We're lacking all of that sort of stuff. No passing spade, I don't think is great for dwarves. Just don't like it. We did get bid off Darklings. Some people have started bidding this down. Nobody's been bidding Cultists down. We'll go a little for Cultists. Again, I think the worst part about Cultists is that they're force seats, so they don't have tempo, and they probably get Earth 1 blocked against these sorts of players, but I don't know. I still think Cultists are quite strong, and we can do some things here. These rounds are admittedly not great for Cultists, and again, the cult events don't like make me super excited for them, but I think they're still going to be fine. I mean, the thing is, if Cultists don't get Earth 1 this game, they do get double dig. So the slightly awkward thing about where I was talking about starting is I would start here and here usually, but then you don't necessarily have spots to double dig. You could double dig the red. That's kind of painful. I don't love it. I would probably do it. I just don't love it. Cultists almost certainly do get double dig if they take worker 3 power. Admittedly, my plan for Cultist was probably to take the 2 worker tile and go double temple, but I'm starting to rethink that because the problem with going double temple means I'm not gonna take double dig, and leaving double dig to a faction that opens Earth 1 is a little annoying. One of the best ways to punish players for all taking Earth 1 is to slow their economies down, and one of the best ways to slow their economy down is to make sure that they don't have efficient digging early. That's part of why it's really hard to like slow down Darklings. You can't really punish Darklings for rushing Earth 1, but a lot of the other factions you often can. And this game again has so much reward for economy that I actually think a lot of these factions should just take double dig if they're allowed to. I actually think a lot of these factions should just even consider skipping Earth 1 and hoping to just get it later. But I don't expect to see my opponents be doing that. But we'll see. Yeah. Oh, well, I was going to say the Darklings had such a nice game plan here. I'm a little sad we're not playing them, but we are playing Cultists. We have a decent edge on some of our opponents. We should have pretty good cults. See what happens. I am really uncertain what I should open with at this point, or even where I should start, because I'm starting to think maybe I should just take the worker 3 power tile and just start like here, and then I'm open to double dig. The biggest issue with starting here and here, as I said before, is that you can often get cut off of connecting. Because this hex, if Darklings beat us to it, which they should, is going to cause so many problems. I mean, the only other option is that if we do go this route, we'd have to like double dig this hex as our connection hex, and I think it really slows down the shipping rush plan I was talking about. Wow. Okay, Darkling start there. That's very unexpected, but okay. Um. Yeah. Okay. F5 is also an option. Oh, I should turn the hexons for connection. I'm guessing F5 is this. This is an option, but I would normally assume dwarves are going to start here and beat us to that, but it is an option. Yeah. That is F5. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is an option for connection, but again, yeah, I do usually expect that dwarves start here and are going to beat us to that. So, I want to start here. This is usually where I would go. I'm starting to wonder if this is actually correct, but this is where I would normally start, and I would plan a shipping game. This is where not having the temp ship tile is actually kind of unfortunate, because if I could just start with temp ship, then I would actually really like the game plan. But we can't start with temp ship. We can't even start with priest, so we can't like manually advance ship here either. So it just feels a bit wrong to not take double dig, but double dig doesn't actually advance our game a hell of a lot. It's just hard to dig to hexes here. It's much too important to ship to hexes. So I think I still start here, honestly, and I think I might do the double temple. At the very least, I think I start here and I hope to one ship. At this point, I don't think Darklings is going to start here at all. So I think we actually can get away with a one ship into a lot of dwellings type situation. I think this is just best, but I'm going to turn these off again for a while, but I don't love looking at them during a game, but it does make it easier to reference stuff. Yeah, okay, so the other problem I will admit is I've also been talking like I'm going to get to double temple opening, but that assumes that witches actually come here, and they don't have to. Although if Darklings might not start center, I don't know where they're going. I don't know where anybody's going. Whatever, we're going to be here. I think it's fine. I think this is good. We can expand quickly. We could just build up. One of the things we do have to ask ourselves is if we stick with the double temple plan like I want to, and then we go early shipping, we're going to build a lot of dwellings, probably before this round. And then we're going to have to hope to just build even more dwellings into this round, and then finally build all of our trading posts here. And then hopefully actually make some towns. It's a bit hard to make towns here for cultists. But I think that's okay. The upshot to the shipping plan is that this tile probably could be a lot of points for us. Darklings probably don't want to ship a ton. If witches actually know what they're doing on this map, witches should build a stronghold and delay their shipping for a long time. And then dwarves just clearly can never ship. So we might be able to hit this for a lot of points repeatedly. So that's part of why I still like the shipping plan a lot. There's also a lot of coins on the pass tiles, so there's a lot of benefits to just going for shipping. It's possible if we pull off a good shipping opening and get a lot of dwellings out that we actually could advance dig this game. And advanced dig gives us a lot more options for hitting towns, because we might be able to get like a sanctuary town and then carve out space up here for another town and then make another town somewhere through here with a bridge, or just through here, or who knows where really, if we have decent worker production and we can afford advanced digging. Unfortunately, it does look like we've wound up at a table of somewhat slower players, but we'll see. We're not always the fastest player ourselves, so expansion board. Hey, yeah, William. So the current arena season for Board Game Arena is played on the Fire and Ice map. So yeah, this is an expansion map. Pretty much everything else is the same, but it's pretty fun. I've really been having renewed interest in this arena season because we are playing on a different board. I really like this map. Some of the cool part of why I really like this map is that it really prioritizes you to think about connection. You have to make trade-offs in the start between picking like good areas for expansion versus trading that off with like having rough connection. We've chosen a path where we like have pretty guaranteed connection, but our immediate expansion options are a bit iffy. Darklings looks like they're picking an option that gives them pretty good quick expansion, but might leave their long-term network like connection iffy, or they might still just start here and be okay. But like, there's a lot more trade-offs on this map, whereas the baseboard I think has a lot more automatic kind of placements, like which like green on the base map often is starting on 2 hexes that are literally connected via 3 ship, and they just expand off of those, and so they're like their connection is guaranteed always. um, and that's a lot less common on this map, I think, which I think is a good thing. I think it leads to some really more interesting play going on. It does mean that some people are more annoyed by this season, which is fair enough. But there was definitely one kind of funny complaint in the forums the other day about a guy that must have played a dwarves game on Fire and Ice and had a really rough go of it, and he was just complaining real briefly about how dwarves are impossible and this map sucks, and I don't know why we're playing on it, and we won't see him the rest of the arena season. And I'm like, okay, fine, like I get it, not everybody has to like this map, but it was kind of funny. Connection in towns are a lot trickier. Yep, correct. It's not so obvious. I'm going to ask if this guy can play a bit faster. Otherwise, I literally will boot and just quit. I'm not willing to play a game at this time setting. The entire reason that I set my timer settings to prefer fast tables is that even at fast timer settings, you can play games. Like, each player could take 30 minutes and it could still be 2 hours. I'm not interested in, like, a 3-hour game. All right, he did make his choice. He started over there. Darklings still came where we thought. Dwarves are down at the bottom. That all kind of makes sense. Witches didn't join us, meaning that the double temple plan could be rough, but hopefully Darklings comes over. But it is pretty dangerous now to gamble on double temple opening, so we probably shouldn't, but I'm still really kind of want to. I think I'm going to take the workers here, and we'll see what happens. Didn't realize this time had expired. I'll play faster now. Okay. I mean, hopefully that's true. We'll see what happens. Taking that long for dwellings is a bit worrisome, but maybe. Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's no guarantee yet, and to be fair, there are a lot of players that are just like playing this map for the first couple times, and they don't. Some people play a bit slower and whatever too, so we'll see. Dwarves are probably gonna get double dig because of what we've done, but we'll see. I still expect everybody to rush Earth 1. We're going to get some nice leech because both witches and dwarves have to upgrade here. Darklings are going to have to upgrade here. We do have the last priority on upgrades, so that part's always sad, but witches are going to just get so much leech here. I maybe should have paid more for witches. This spot I kind of just forgot. Although, again, this spot is awkward because like it's not necessarily going to be part of towns, and witches are like cut off of all of this really good expansion. But I guess witches still have this easy town and this easy town probably, so we'll find out. I'm not going to move up the water cult early. I think that's a trap. It's really hard to hit 4 steps on water here without any help, and I don't think I'm guaranteed to get it. Unless I double temple and they accept all of them, but like against good players, they might decline the last step just to decline you your spade, so I'm just going to go up fire a lot. Why do witches benefit from leech especially? So witches aren't benefiting from leech especially. They're just going to get the most leech here because they're next to all of us. So every time any of us upgrade, witches are getting power. Everybody likes power because it's just more resources early, and more resources is good. It's a game of economy and snowball. I'm getting power only from witches and dwarves, which is still a lot, but I'm not getting power from darklings. Witches is getting power from everybody. Witches also was seat 2, so they get to upgrade before the rest of us do, so they get more power quicker than we do. But it's not like a huge difference, but it matters because they now get to take 2 for 1s, while we were still just getting like free leeches and stuff. So they're gonna wind up with more power than we do, purely because of their seat position and because they have more people around them. Darklings takes Earth 1. That was pretty expected. I'm expecting this is going to go Earth 1, Earth 1. again, it's that sort of player I'm playing against. It's just what I would expect to see. I'm really kind of banking on Darklings taking this Hex. I could double dig, but I kind of don't want to. For reasons I've been saying, I just don't really want to do it. I might take the Priest action. That makes a decent bit of sense. Although Darklings could just send their Priest to water, in which case my Priest becomes a bit sad. If we can't open double temple, I could still open... If I take the Priest, I could open ship, and I could hard dig. I don't love that, but I don't hate it. We'll have to think about all that. I missed that Darklings took this tile. About the only reason you take this tile as Darklings is so that you can dig and put out a dwelling. So we hope that he picks here. But anyhow, because he's going to dig and put out a dwelling, maybe I do just take a Priest power action. Because then I probably can get the first Priest to water. The first Priest to water looks really good this game, because it pays out 3 times. And getting a spade here early would be nice for this Hex. So we'll see. I've played maybe 30 times, but I'm bad. Yeah, I think I saw William on Board Game Arena one day, and I peeked his Board Game Arena account, because that's the thing I do. Witches are double... No, dwarves are double digging the center. Okay, that was unexpected. So our Sanctuary Town Dreams are dead. Dwarves are going to tunnel places. All of that's cool. We don't even get an option to double dig, so that's cool and fine. Again, I didn't really want it. We did get offered Earth 1 now, which was never the plan. I don't really care about Earth 1 this game. I kind of wanted to go crazy and just do a big econ game and show that I could still win, but it was a little bit silly because it was kind of just a way to... It was more a way to be fancy than actually play the best. Taking Earth 1, as I said, away from somebody that's double digging is usually the right move. But they're dwarves, right? Who cares if I let dwarves have Earth 1 still? Yeah, screw it. I want the Priest power action. I take the Priest power action. It does me things. Who cares about who gets Earth 1 at this point? Looks like we're building bridges, but such is life on Fire and Ice. Yeah, I agree. I don't... Like, this bridge town is fine. Whatever. I mean, yeah, it really is fine. Getting bridges, it can be a bit of a pain, because I also might want a bridge town here, and then still find, like, a 4th town down here. Or not a 4th town, a 3rd town. Sorry, 4-town cultist is possible, but let's slow our roll. 3-town cultist is a reasonable goal this game. Our 3 towns would be, yeah, through here. This requires a bridge and 2 digs. This requires a bridge and 2 digs. This requires 3 digs. So, like, these are actually pretty efficient towns if we get to them all. The biggest issue is that we need a lot of bridge actions, and usually a lot of people want bridges, so could be a bit rough. This one admittedly doesn't require a bridge. The downside is that we're talking about going double temple still, in which case we're never going to get a sanctuary on these hexes, because like our temples are going to be in the wrong spots, but whatever, we'll see. Darklings did go priest to water, womp. Yeah, we could go water too and be stupidly fancy, but I'm probably not going to do that. I'm going to just send a priest to fire and suck it up. But yeah, it's playing... I won't lie. Playing with players that are in this like mediocre range is actually surprisingly tricky for me, because one of the reasons that I think I'm so good is that I can generally predict very well how a round is going to play out, and then I can react and like make my plans around that. It's pretty much impossible to predict players at this level, and so yeah, that's not very helpful. I'm guessing this is going to be Earth 1 now, because we let him have it, and it is, which is fine. But yeah, we're not getting a neighbor here, which is all sorts of problems, given what I wanted to do. I could take a coins action now and do the whole ship advance, but I don't really like that. But yeah, this is awkward. I could make an expensive trading post. I will still consider that, but also don't like that. It's possible I am supposed to just take a coins action. I think I probably am supposed to take a coins action. Our whole game plan is to just ship a lot early, which means we need coins. But yeah, not getting a second temple this round's a bit sad. Ending on temple one dwelling is not the plan, but it might become the plan because, well, either I'm a terrible player and or I can't predict my opponents. So, you know, whatever combination thereof. I'm also being the slow one now because I'm getting put into awkward spots. Whatever, screw it. We're just going to temple. We're going to take fire one. That part's a given. We'll let our opponents dictate what else we do. This could be, I'm not going to lie, this game could go pretty bad. Yeah, this game could go pretty bad. There are scenarios where things continue to go pretty poorly. This hex is not turning out. It looks like I probably should have been down here. If I'm down here and Darklings aren't like digging this round one, I might be able to just beat them to it. And or I could maybe beat them to other stuff. Like I might have been able to beat dwarves to this hex is another option. Because if dwarves didn't double dig to get these hexes, dwarves tunneled here to do this stuff, which I mean, like one of the awkward things here is that dwarves did get double dig, but they're still only ending on temple 2 dwellings. I mean, they have another hex at least, but like they can't even build on this hex this round. Darklings takes more workers. Also confusing. He doesn't have enough power to build a sanctuary. I guess he needs the workers for sanctuary next round, but eek. Yeah, whatever. Expensive trading post is maybe the play, assuming I'm right how strong Double Temple is. Yeah, it's not the end of the world to do an expensive trading post here, especially because it does look like I'm being just offered a coins power action, which I probably should take. I think I need to take coins power actions because my whole game plan is to hit hexes via shipping early. Darklings are probably going to take this hex away from me, so that also negates a little bit of the point of shipping early. I was supposed to be able to beat Darklings to this hex, but maybe I still can, to be fair. Part of what makes Double Temple so strong is getting all those extra free cult steps. Yeah, exactly. The big issue is, like, not building next to other people is painful. I'm studying this priest here. I don't actually think I'm going to do the expensive trading post or the expensive temple. I don't think it's very good. I think I have to suck up that I've played this way. I might even wind up just having to settle for hard dig here. I can hard dig and build. It's awkward. Very awkward, but it's tolerable. I have tons of workers built up for the next round, so or for this bonus, so it's not that killer that we don't have lots of dwellings out early because we still have a strong worker production. So I might just suck it up and build this or hard dig this, and then have coins. I maybe aim for my second temple in this round, and then we aim to ship a bunch this round. It's a pretty delayed opening, which makes it risky, but it could be okay. It does look like we're going to get coins off of witches, although witches could take power action here. They could take the coins from us, in which case we pass. I guess we pass on to ship tile, and then maybe we are upgraded shipping at that point. I don't know. Now we can finally learn something. Yeah, Nerd Cube in the chat is what we needed. Why would we need me? Okay, witches are passing. I'm going to take coins and then debate really heavily what we're doing. So I think we're supposed to go 2 ship. We have just enough power that we can take a priest power action next round. With all of our opponents having stuff, I don't think anybody wants the priest. It's a little sad not sending the priest to cults at that point, but we'll survive. We could ship twice and build 1-2 dwellings at the very least. If we get a little bit more leech and we somehow get a spade, we maybe get to spade and put some more dwellings out. We might even have enough workers to hard dig a hex. I think that's what we do here. I think we immediately go into 2-ship plan is the dream. If we don't get the priest, then we 1-ship and we hard dig and build, and we start expanding. And then the upshot is actually we get to build our temple over here in round 3, and that is our sanctuary town. So it does reduce the need for one more bridge. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good plan. I think that's what we settle for here now. This was not an ideal opening. We've definitely been pushed off a bit from where we wanted to be. So we'll see how that goes. Darklings are going to dig this, presumably, and build it first action. Although maybe not. Yeah, they're going to go over there. That probably makes more sense. Darklings could wind up shipping this round and skipping Sanctuary, but Sanctuary is so good, so they should Sanctuary, but it's very hard to predict. Starting F4 instead of C3. F4 is here. Oh, we could have started F4. Huh, weird. I never considered F4, but that's a lot of leech, which is fun. If Dwarves double digs this, though, are we just kind of sad? I think we're just sad about starting here if Dwarves double digs this. I mean, I guess we could get down to here and through some stuff, or we could dig. Yeah, I guess we could try to connect through here, and we could make a town here, because Darklings... Part of the problem is we didn't know where Darklings were going to start, so starting here seems risky if Darklings go here. Yeah, I don't know. This is maybe an option. I think I'm supposed to actually just be here, to be honest. I think starting here was fine. I think there were enough weird ways to connect. Potentially, I should have gone for it, especially against a table like this. I'm not sure they're paying as close attention to my ability to connect via shit. Like, I don't know if how much they're really paying attention to me. So maybe I could have got away with some things, but I don't know. But this is okay. Still not quite sure how to play on this map. I completely agree, Eric, right? Like, it's tricky. I do really like the double temple option on this map. If you get to go double temple off of these hexes and you get to go into shipping, into, like, dwellings and stuff, like, I think it's quite good. I've seen some really strong games off that formula. But there definitely have to be some other ways to play. D3 versus H4. I should turn the hex numbers back on so that we can actually have these conversations. I just hate looking at them all game, but D3 H4 is good. You need early workers or coins on the cults to make Tumble Temple work, and you meant C3. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I agree. H4 seems reasonable. As for having early workers or coins, I do agree. That's also really helpful. The other 3 spots got taken already by our opponents. Entirely reasonable. We can take a priest here and advance ship twice. And that was our game plan. It's what we should stick with. This is still going to be pretty good for us. It's not incredible, but it's pretty good. One of the big bummers is that we're like, once again, we're building a bunch of stuff that aren't next to people this round, which is never great. But we'll survive. We do get our neighbor here finally. It does look like Darklings... What did Darklings do with their priest? Did they advance ship? No. What did they do? Have I not been paying enough attention? Oh, 3 spaces on Earth? No, that was dwarves. Oh, he took coins? Oh, and then he just dug. Duh, that's what he did with his priest. He dug. So he does still get sanctuary and a dwelling. This is a pretty good Darklings opening. I mean, this is what we were bidding on Darklings for. I also wasn't really thinking about the fact that these are the sorts of players that might also rush Water 1. It's going to be a little awkward of a game if I can't take Temple for Water 1 next round, but not that awkward. There's still so many points to just be gained from the track and like really big econs. I think we can make it work, but I would definitely at this point like to just build Temple for Water 1 next round right here next to Witches. Build a Temple for Water 1, aim for Sanctuary on these hexes. It does mean that I really kind of need to take this hex away from Darklings, so there is that problem, but you know, whatever. I am going to advance ship twice. After advancing ship twice, we have enough workers. We can build 1, 2, and we can also actually hard dig. So I probably build 2 here and delay building like this one because there's no rush on this one. We advance ship. It does look like I think like I said before, I think we're going to get to abuse this ship tile a decent bit this game because I don't think our opponents want it. So we do have some nice point scoring that way also. We have so many workers coming at the end of this round, and we have pretty good coins still. We make 3 more coins, and even at the end of this round, we'll still have like 8 extra. There's quite a few coins on the pass tiles. So we should be able to get this temple out pretty well. And then we should be able to get lots of dwellings out, especially if we get the right thing. Actually, I'm also starting to realize I probably should just hard dig this hex this round. And we can ignore this hex and this hex this round. We can hard dig this, build here, here, and here this round. I'm going to lose this hex to Darklings otherwise. And losing this hex also loses this hex. And I partly just want to build my economy at this point. Throwing all of these random dwellings around is a slightly problematic in terms of our towns, because I want 4 hexes here for a town and 3 hexes here for a town. This is already an extra hex, so that's 8 structures, 9, 10, 11. That gives us just enough that we could get 15 network while making a town here. Otherwise, we're going to have to awkwardly like secure these hexes and a bridge for a town, or we gotta do something else that I don't have great answers for, but we'll see how it goes. I obviously have been a player that heavily advocates for like really thinking through your towns ahead of time like this so that you really know where you can build. It's possible we want to like just entirely skip building this hex for like the entire game, even though we can reach it, just because skipping this hex allows us to aim for a 3rd town more easily without having to extend our network too bad. Or we can skip this hex, really whatever. But we don't want to build too many random dwellings, but I do want to take this hex. Double dig here from dwarves. Dwarves getting double dig both the first 2 rounds is actually pretty nice for them. They are going to have a better game here probably than I was expecting, but I still don't know if it's enough. Witches did wind up beating them here. Witches does have a ship in, which kind of surprised that happened. I don't know how that happened, to be honest. They must have 5-powered priested, which I wasn't paying enough attention to because I was talking through my own game. Yeah, they 5-power priested. Oof, that's painful. Like, I get why they're doing it because it gets them some expansion and they really need to get to this hex, but take back that whole like the whole nobody else might care about that ship tile. As for dwarves, yeah, dwarves absolutely are trying to get this hex to connect. That's why they took this thing in the center. I mean, this is a pretty interesting connection path for them. It's not one I've necessarily seen before, but it's definitely fun. They are kind of fighting this for Darklings. Or no, Darklings can take this hex. Darklings could just double dig this, actually, which is quite good for them. So Darklings are still going to get their center town, which is nice. But that's fine. Good for them. Darklings are still going to have quite a good game plan here, pretty much like I said. They were going to try to aim for a center sanctuary town. They can aim for a town up over here. And then they can still try to sneak through this section for a town later. Witches passes for more coins and passes building a dwelling, which seems a bit wrong, but oh well. I think they're going to accept our power here. Hopefully they do, but I am going to hard dig and build this. And hopefully they accept. We'll go 1 step on fire here, get an extra worker. And then the next thing that we're starting to move up is water, although we don't actually need a ton of priests necessarily, but we probably still move up water. We also do want to move up air, so I don't know. But we're going to start sending our priests to cults here in a sec. It does look like our opponents are actually going to do decent things on the cults. Dwarves have no real point to their priests besides sending them to the cults. Witches, I don't think witches should have sent this priest to air if they were just going to 5-power priest in order to ship. But I'm not in charge of how they play, so again, it's one of those things where like I think it's kind of a bad move, so I should be happy that my opponents are making bad moves, but I think it's a bad move that slightly impacts me. But I might not have got the priest to air anyhow, so whatever. And I guess it's not that bad for them, but 5-power priests are pretty inefficient. You're spending 5 coins for a priest essentially is what you're doing. It's not a good trade. I think we're going to get Dwarves Pass Tile here. 4 coins and a cult step I think is probably what we want the most, so that's pretty nice. I build next to Darklings next. And then we still build this. They do accept. I do think we move up water here. Yeah, we may as well start moving up water. There is a slight issue that one of our opponents might also race for the 2-key town, but honestly, if they do that, so be it. Again, we can't get everything, so it's fine. We do end Temple 4 dwellings here, and we have lots of hexes still available to us. We might delay those hexes for round 4. We'll see. We're definitely going to build a temple next round. We're aiming for water 1. There is the risk that everybody rushes water 1. Darklings already took it, and both dwarves and witches could rush for water 1. If that happens, I'm still templing, but I'm probably taking... God, I don't even know. It's really awkward if everybody rushes water 1. It definitely limits us, but they're probably all going to do it. It's not even a terrible play for them all to rush it, but it's just one of those things where like they're really doubling down on favor victory points rather than aiming for having lots of, like, they're not going to have great... The only upshot is like if they all do that, they're probably not going to have great networks. We should be able to win network pretty easily. They also all might not be able to build as much stuff, so we're going to get more track points. We might get better... We're going to be able to take better towns. We're going to be better set to have tempo on towns because we're all going to have more stuff built. There's just like so many ways to make points in the game. So even if we get completely blocked from Earth 1 and Water 1, we'll survive. Whereas, you know, like it's definitely not preferred, but it's a survivable event here. As I said, I think we'd pass for 4 coins and a cult step. This 2-coin tile is pretty good though too, because it's like 4 points. We might already be wanting to get greedy on the whole points front. I guess the upshot of taking this tile too is it does justify just building another dwelling or 2 next round. And I kind of want to. The only reason I'm not doing it is because they're 2 points in the next round. But if they're 1 point now plus some more economy, that's a trade I'm willing to take. Although the extra coin and the extra cult step aren't negligible. We need 3 coins. We need 8 coins. And then if we're actually going to build dwellings, we need like 10 coins. We only have 4, 7. This is 9. So we're not really going to build dwellings anyhow. So let's take the other one. Plus now there's 2 pass tiles available for us. So the other option is if everybody rushes water 1, I guess. Witches have a ton of resources. They're almost certainly going to rush water 1. The only upshot is they should do it next to us. So we're going to get some much needed leech, which is definitely appreciated. And indeed, they're going for it. Darklings certainly can't build a temple here. Dwarves are going to build a temple awkwardly, but I kind of expect they're going to do it. The other big downside for everybody rushing for a town is that there's going to be a lot of priests that are going to get sent to the cults, which is really going to gunk them up in terms of me trying to win them. So I might need to get an early town out at some point, but we'll think about that. If everyone rushes water 1, I'd probably get coins. Yeah, that's true too, actually. Although Darklings are in the equation, although they're not getting leech, right? So I agree. If I start upgrading here like I plan to, although I have to watch out for Darklings too, right? They could take this hex. I missed that. I might need to hard dig this hex. Oh, that's awkward. Yeah, although Darklings can't afford shipping this round, right? There's no way he can afford this hex. The other question, Nerd Cube, is if I actually really want coins, though, right? There is an argument to be had that I actually really want double dig for this hex and like this hex to start securing my town spaces. I mean, the only argument against double dig is that I maybe should just take lots of coins actions and aim for advanced digging this game in addition to advanced ship, which is actually where I'm starting to lean. I think I am supposed to do that. I think advanced digging is part of the play on how I make even more economy in this game, make even more points, and I'm able to pretty easily carve out my towns. But I still think I'm gonna have to hard dig this hex and or use a power spade on it before all's said and done. I don't think I have enough time to wait on this one. The only upshot is these hexes look pretty damn safe, right? Like dwarves will take this one, but this stretch looks pretty safe for me to come to pretty late. So even if I advance dig kind of late, I can at least use it just to get this section built. So that's a nice positive. You love advanced digging next turn? Yeah, I think I agree. I think advanced dig's really good. It's just, again, this hex might have to be secured ahead of time, right? Which is awkward if I'm going to advance dig anyhow. But I agree. I think if I get coins here, I think I can advance dig next round, which looks really good, actually. I think advanced digging is the play in this game. And again, I'll just have to suck up that I have to secure this hex awkwardly somehow, which is fine. I do need to start thinking about when I'm actually taking my bridge, but the only other upshot is actually there's really not much of a bridge fight yet. Dwarves do look like they're going to rush a temple, even though they can't really afford it. Although they're on the trading post tile. Dwarves might not be rushing temple here. I think we do get temple for water 1. We might get temple water 1 and a coins power action, though, which would be real sweet. If we get greedy, but we'll see. I think I put it here. I guess I put it here in case Darklings find some way to build next to me. At least I get leech. We are still getting accepted at least. We're going to keep climbing water. We actually might want a lot. I didn't think we were going to want these priests, especially if we had multiple temples. But if we're going to advance ship and advance digs this game, we really could use more priest production just to have a few more priests for the cults. So there's that. Temple for water 1 is still much preferred here. But I'm greedy enough at this point that I might just dare dwarves to take it, even though they're on the trading post pass tile, and just take the coins as my next action. So I will admit, Eric, I wasn't really thinking about the fact that I was going to get coins, so I probably should have gone for the dwellings points tile. I think points probably was worth it. But I wasn't necessarily sitting here and planning out the fact that I was going to get coins. Especially given like my opponent's positions. Like, to be honest, if I'm witches, again, it's so tough to predict some of these opponents, but like, if I'm witches, I might just be like, I might have just opened this round by like sending a priest somewhere and trying to get the coins power action, and or having already, I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. I was my sloppiness. I wasn't paying attention. So dwarves will absolutely crush themselves taking water 1, but hey, that never stopped anyone. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty likely to be true, but we'll see. Darklings pass, which is totally fine. They don't have a lot to do here. They really need coins and coins power actions, to be honest. They're in some awkward spots. They probably take this tile, although they might debate taking this one and hoping they have enough power for coins. And that is what they do. They go to the ship tile. That's annoying because I would have really liked to get back on it. 1, 2, 3 power is enough, though, so fair enough. It makes sense for them. Dwarves do send a priest to a cult that doesn't give them power. They're not crushing themselves by taking water 1 instantly, so we're going to hope that they continue to not, and we're going to get greedy and take coins. Again, coins are so good here, and worst case, we don't get water 1. And then I still just go down my crazy econ plan, but I think we get water 1 back. Dwarves have to like cost themselves so many victory points here to take water 1. It's like quite bad for them. The reasons why it's bad, in case you're not like, in case people don't understand, is that like, yes, they get 4 points, but they'd have to convert 2 workers. 2 workers is already 4 points for them. They'd also be giving up 2 points on the pass. They're also turning 3 coins of income into another priest, which is not a good trade for them at all. So all those reasons are like part of why it's quite bad. They will get more points eventually for having water 1, because yes, they get to build more trading posts, but they do pass. They're good. They don't kill it. They don't kill themselves with water 1. That's good. Witches are going to struggle to get 2 towns here. I agree. Witches have really like played a game that said, hey, we're going to rush our point favors. We're not going to build economy. And I've said this entire track says build lots of economy, and they're not doing it. They're still leaving this hex up for grabs too, which is a real risk. But anyhow, we get water 1 here. Good news. We're pretty on track here, team. This is looking pretty good. This is the point where I actually might start moving up air, but I guess I have enough time. Yeah, There's already a lot of priests on air, so I should start moving up air. It's much easier to send priests to water. It's not very easy to send priests to air. And I would like, I guess at this point, if I'm advancing dig, these are only workers, but whatever. We're looking pretty good here. I might build another dwelling. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided. I am sending a priest to a cult here, and it's probably air cults. Yeah, I really want this spot on air, so we turn our priest in. We're turning our priest in because it gives us cult reward now and cult reward later. That's a really good trade. Witches might have taken a priest here just so they can ship here to secure their connection, which is totally fine. But this is where witches probably should have invested in our stronghold in round 2, and then they could have just taken this hex, and they wouldn't have to pay for this expensive shipping early, and they would have just such a strong economic building going forward. But oh well. Are water one and air one potentially pretty equivalent? They're pretty equivalent. So your argument is, should I have just gone for another econ favor anyhow and been fancy and then built a bunch of trading posts in air one in this round? And the answer to that is, yeah, I could have done that probably, but I think that's too fancy, to be honest. I think just taking water one here is a totally justifiable and good play. Do witches even care about network? Honestly, they shouldn't, but Gray, that's never stopped mediocre players from connecting. Even when it makes 0 sense for them, they'll connect. They do not always seem to understand when it matters. So, the only awkward thing here is our past tiles suck. Dwarves took the one we wanted. Darklings took one of the ones we wanted. The guy does us really no good, so we're going to take this tile just because it's the best, I guess, but God, it's bad. Can I delay witches? Actually, is the other question. Witches, I don't think witches have another action, and witches tile is just so much better for us than anything else. So let's actually build another dwelling. I think I build this one. This one might eventually have a neighbor. This one I don't think is really going to ever have a neighbor. So yeah, let's build this one. We do have to start debating if we want to like try to carve out this town, but I don't think we do. I still think I think Darklings are opening with coins, and then they're going to advance ship, and then they're going to take this hex. So I think our next round is we advance dig, and then assuming they do that, our second move will be take this hex, which is fine. I just realized I need to go, but I can hit pass so we don't have to quit. Well, that sucks. That's dumb. There's cultists in the game, which is really a problem. Yeah, I think this game is just gonna die. I am. This is always a really tough situation for me. Like, I understand emergencies come up, and I like to be kind of lenient, but I also am like, part of the way karma works on Board Game Arena is that you actually take the penalties when you take penalties, and if you only ever truly have emergencies, then it's really not that big a deal. Yeah, no, I'll just turn the audio on so I can hear. Which is just constantly passing all game and not competing is annoying, especially because he just took the pass tile. Like, I really kind of hate when players do this and act like it doesn't matter, because it does. Like, I can't predict what's gonna happen anymore because it's all just random, but whatever. We're advancing dig. We have 1,000,000 coins. We've at least achieved that part of our game, right? But yeah, this is Whatever. I guess we play on. We're allowed to play on. He's not actually forcing us to boot him, and he's making legal actions. But Darklings do exactly what I thought. They're advancing ship. We're instantly taking this hex on them. I'm not going to lose this town space. We're going to hard dig it. It does cost us one extra worker, but it's okay. We do only have really 2 more dwellings that we need to build this round. But I think I'm still gonna just advance. I think I'm advancing dig one more and just building this one. This one's pretty needed still in order to lock up this town space. We don't have great areas to be building our trading post next round. We have 1 and 2 that are easy, but then I would really like to build a third down here. So I might dig and build this next round and make this a trading post and hit 3 trading posts next round. Hitting 3 trading posts next round is fine. I'd really like to get back on the ship points. The dwelling points is fine. In the last round, I'm going to Sanctuary for Fire 2 as our first action. I do need a bridge. Depending on how much leech and stuff I get the rest of this round, which doesn't look to be a lot, to be honest. But if I get some, I will really consider taking the bridge. We no longer need to thread and double dig the rest of the game, so I think abandoning is preferable to this nonsense. So I agree abandoning is preferable, but like part of why I hate abandoning though too is like the guy gets like I don't know, it's rough. Like the guy gets no penalties for this. Like I really would just actually want to kick him. Like I get if this happen again, if this happens occasionally, then it doesn't really matter. This guy does look like he has pretty perfect karma, so it does look like it's a true emergency. But then you take 1 leave penalty and it doesn't matter. But if you do this, kind of often, then it eventually builds up on your profile. Whereas if everybody just always agrees to abandon because we're all nice, then nobody ever knows that you actually behave this way consistently. But whatever, whatever. It's a thing that happens. I think we've all had a game or two where whatever happens. I think I had one like 2 years ago where my dog all of a sudden started puking and like there was some blood and I was just like, yeah, I gotta stop. I gotta like take care of this and take him to the vet or whatever. And like that happens. So it is fine to be lenient. Maybe I should just propose to abandon it, but the other players aren't talking, which is also annoying. But I guess the other players probably don't speak English. So yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't. Oh, he does, but he just hasn't responded. Yeah, it's also really tough at these tables where I don't know what the other people do. Too bad karma doesn't mean anything on BGA. So that part's true, Eric. That's true. I can't believe that BGA has a really good karma system, and it actually works pretty well for like the simple tables. But then they don't enforce it in arena, and that makes no sense to me. Like, why would you? You have such a great system and you don't use it. But oh well. Anyhow, the game plan's working pretty well here. The early shipping got us a lot of hexes. We are getting to do dig advances. That part's all good. Not having neighbors building next to us is not ideal. We really do need some leech at this point just because I want to get that bridge power action. It does look like Darklings want a bridge pretty badly now. Dwarves also probably want a bridge now. Although dwarves still could get a town through here if they just dig. Although Darklings do look like they're going to try to bust through here. So, yeah, the bridge pressure is definitely mounting, and we really do want one here. I still really do want to go through here. So, at this point, we should count our structures. I'm never going to build Stronghold. I am going to build Sanctuary. So that's going to leave 3 buildings on our board, which means we have 14 things to build, which would be all of our trading posts and all of our dwellings remaining. 14 structures means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're planning 8, 9, 10, which means we only have 11, 12, 13, 14 left if we're going to hit our 3 towns, which I think we should. So this is still a trap. I just can't afford to build this hex, even though it's free and we can reach it. So it's important. This is where I really stress that people should kind of constantly have the idea of how big their network's going to be and how far they want to push. If we build this hex, it means we have to build another temple, another trading post, another dwelling. Now, given that temple could be for Air 1, it's pretty reasonable, but our economy doesn't look great for pushing that all out because like we can only build one more dwelling, which means we only produce 7 workers, and we need a bunch of workers for trading posts, and then rebuilding dwellings we need like 1 or 2, and the cult rewards we're getting are pretty shitty in terms of like what we actually need them to be. So we're not really getting like we. It would be so much better here if there was a bunch of coins or a bunch of workers again, but oh well. We do get leech. That's pretty fortunate here that dwarves are building a trading post early. Dwarves did build another temple for Air 1. I missed when that happened. So dwarves are kind of throwing their game away this round. Because those are just not good moves. But oh well. Darklings just took a 5 for 4. That's kind of wild. We're going to build this and then hope we get the bridge action so that we just get our bridge out of the way. As for cult steps at this point, I probably am going to take a bunch of air. This is also where witches not being in the game is kind of dumb because I know I can pass witches at this point, so why not abuse that? Also, hitting a second spade is totally fine. Not that we really need them. Again, it's going to be kind of awkward because like I'm going to spade here and then the other spade is actually just a waste. Maybe it's here, I guess. Yeah, it could be here potentially. We do have to worry about Darklings getting to 2 ship, so we might have to build this hex next round. But it does look like dwarves are about to pass. I like dwarves tile, okay. I'd still really like Darklings to get off their tile and take Darklings tile into next round. We still have a good number of coins, so we should be able to build 3 trading posts next round, and then maybe rebuild 1 or 2 dwellings. And we'll probably be able to... We actually need a lot of workers still. We need a lot of workers. Because we also have to build the sanctuary. The sanctuary is 4 workers. This is 8 workers. That's 12. And then we need to rebuild all the dwellings that causes, which is, and the 2 that we haven't, which is 6 more. So 12 and 6 is 18. We're going to produce like 7 and then maybe 6. That's only 13. We have like a 5 worker shortfall. We can use a priest or 2 as a worker. We also have to generate 4 more workers for spades, which this could be 1 or 2 of them, but it's actually a little tight. We might have to take a worker town, which not very efficient. Not building 1 more dwelling this round is actually kind of pretty bad now that I'm paying attention, but we can build it where we want it. Taking a 2 workers power action feels bad, especially when there's a bridge to be had. But God, it's tempting. But I guess we need the bridge worse than we need the workers. We can potentially make up the workers. We really can't make up the... There's really no way to make up the shortfall of bridges if we get bridge blocked. Yeah, I think we have to take the bridge, but God, I really want to take the workers. I mean, we can start using a couple priests as workers. It's really not ideal, but we have 5 we have 1 here and we produce 2, so we have 5 priests the rest of the game. So at least like 2 of them can be workers. We probably want to do 1 more ship advance, but we don't even ever have to. We're going to be connected off 2 shipping this game, so we don't need another ship advance. We're doing okay on points. Both Darklings and Dwarves are a little ahead of us, but Dwarves, I think, have slightly mucked up their economy, and it doesn't look like they're going to have a very good network. It looks like they're going to struggle to hit 2 towns. They don't have Water 1. Darklings are behind us in terms of points. They also look like they're going to struggle to 3 town. They're going to have limited network. We have good cults. I mean, I think we should still win this game pretty smoothly. Witches taking random actions is still kind of frustrating and annoying, but the only upshot is, assuming that witches truly are going to just pass first move, I assume Darklings are going to take this tile. And if Darklings take this tile, then witches are going to have to pass on to something else, and so there'll be only points tiles sitting in there. So we'll be guaranteed a points tile into the final round, which would be nice. I really do want that ship tile, so it's nice that Darklings are passing here, because getting back onto that is probably the best case scenario for us. Our game still looks pretty good. Definitely has been a bit awkward at various steps, but we've navigated a path forward in a reasonable enough fashion. It is a bit annoying that witches very well might decline our leeches that we're going to offer them. Ooh, and darklings don't take the points tile, so that's a bit annoying because I'm guessing witches are going to instantly pass for the points tile because that's what they did last time. But oh well. We need points. Points are good. Our economy is doing really good. We have lots of resources here. Again, our workers are actually the biggest issue. We might take a workers action, which is our passing instantly. I assume dwellings. Yep, they do block the points. So that part's a little rough, but oh well. We don't necessarily have a ton we need to do this round. We do have to watch out if Darklings advance ship again, but given their resources, I don't think they're going to cut us off here. But it might be safest to just build this dwelling this round if we're able to. But the problem is I want to build trading post, and then dig and build this, and then trading post here, which doesn't leave a lot of workers. In fact, it doesn't leave any workers. It means that we already are using a priest as a worker. I might have to settle for using another priest as another worker. We'll at least get a dig, and then we can build some dwellings, and we should be able to hit. I think we can eke this all out, but it's a bit rough. Hey, Loki, what's up? Hi, do you gotta go pee one more time at the end? Yeah, we can do that soon. Come on, bud. Yeah, I think we can largely achieve our game plans here, but it's a little tricky. Dwarves should take coins here, but I think they're debating double digging in order to set up town space. But they also need a bridge. They have quite a few problems actually. This second temple I think is pretty bad for dwarves. As I said earlier, producing more priests just look bad, and producing power and a priest over just having more coin production already doesn't seem good, and I don't think it is good. But oh well. Dwarves do take the coins. I think that made the most sense. Darklings, I'm expecting to take a bridge. I'm expecting Darklings to take a bridge here. This is looking like a game where I don't really care about the 2 key town. One of our opponents might, but even if they do, so be it. Darklings just do whatever there. Doesn't really matter. We'll upgrade here, I guess, first. I kind of would like a workers' power action. We really do need more workers. It's a little sad to take workers' power actions, though. I guess I don't have enough coins to afford everything I want either, probably, so multiple problems. I guess I should keep moving up air, just in case I want more digs. I don't really think I do, but I do want to win air cults. Darklings might defend water cult, so. I'm sorry, buddy. Gotta wait. Come here. Come in. Sit. Good boy. Alright, can you wait just a bit longer? Yeah. We'll go out right after this. Yeah, you're a good boy. Our next move is going to be build next to witches. At least this guy has been pretty good about passing right away and stuff. The dwarves just blew their resources for a sanctuary for Air 1. That's not terrible, but it's not good. In fact, they're undoing it because it's not good, I guess. I don't know. They do have the big building tile, so it is curious at what they want to build. But we'll see. It is kind of looking like dwarves are only going to single town. Darklings are just going to get 2 towns. So I think we probably just win this game. Wow, they take Air 3. They take Air 3 instead of Air 1. That's so bad, but whatever. So fine, dwarves are going to win Air Cult and Earth Cult. They're probably going to go for the 2 key town. Whatever. Like, ultimately, again, we're probably going to win this game. But, like, that's a bad play by dwarves. Like, try to just win a couple cult points when you could have so many more points off of Air 1. I guess they're going for the other spade. Maybe they really need spades, but, like, it's not a good play. But we build here. We hope witches are paying some attention. I expect they're just going to decline. And then we just get a free power, and that's okay. And indeed, that's what happens. I think our next move is to dig and build this. We really don't have enough resources. I might have to spend all my priestess workers this round, which feels kind of bad. I really, like, there's plenty of there's plenty of points to be had by sending them to the cult, but I just don't have the resources. Which, like, whatever. I also can't advance ship a third time here. I just can't afford it, but it's okay. Dwarves kind of just got killed from their easiest town path. Their best town path is now this stuff. I guess Darklings are hoping for another bridge. It's pretty greedy, but maybe it works out. We build a dwelling here. I'm gonna use a power as a coin and a priest as a worker and make another trading post. And then I think this hex is safe, but I kind of want to keep waiting out Darklings a little bit. Darklings haven't even built trading posts yet, though. So you'd really think that they're not going to spend a bunch of coins to advance ship and take this hex from us. Actually, I guess they really can't anymore, right? By the time they advance ship, they only have one priest. So then they would, like, I don't think they could do anything to this hex. So I don't think we have to build this round. Dwarves secure their connection. That's good. He has an extra spade, though. What's he going to do with that? He's going to just take that hex. It makes no sense. But he has 2 cult spades now. Like, where are they going? I don't know. Oh, well. This is actually the best pass tile for us. But I really do need to make one more trading post. But after I make one more trading post, I probably will just pass for this guy. This guy gives us a worker, which is also actually kind of key for us. It lets us be first, in which case I could just bridge block, or it means I get another 7 coins action, and I probably need a 7 coins action. I'll admit these 3 towns are a little iffy, because I'm going to probably have to take a workers town and a coins town just to be able to afford building everything I need to. And this is a lot of a product of our slow start, where we ended round 1 with just a temple and a dwelling, and in round 2 we had to hard dig. That's pretty inefficient uses of resources. It's not like absolutely game killing, but it's definitely depressing to our overall economy that we should have been able to get to in a better like laid out game. But we've turned this game into a pretty good spot for us. I think we're winning by a pretty good margin. We have network 1. We're gonna have good cult score. We're doing decent on the pass tiles. We have lots to like about our game. So. Also, I didn't pay attention, but I think we got declined on this build, which makes enough sense because dwarves are fighting us on air. So, oh well. We convert a priest to a worker, power to a coin. We upgrade this. Darklings are starting to upgrade a bit. Makes sense. They need to do that. There is kind of the nice factor here that we don't have to worry about the Fire 2 race. Some games there's a Fire 2 race in the final round, but witches, given that they're just completely passing and turn this into a 3-player game, we don't have to worry about that. So it's a bit of a positive. Dwarves built another dwelling, meaning that this pass tile is available. Darklings at this point I really don't worry about coming to our hex. I just don't think it's at all a legit threat. So I think I do pass for this tile. I think it's just way too good. It potentially comes with a bridge block or coins. We produce 4 power, so we turn 2 power. Yeah, we convert 2 power here because I might get, maybe I get another free power off of like this guy or something. So this guarantees we have enough power to take coins though, because we get 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. And then yeah, I pass for that tile, which is going to be 8 points. We really aren't producing enough workers here, but I guess I'll scrounge up enough workers. I might be using a lot of priests as workers this game. This 3rd town idea might actually just be wrong. I might have to reconsider. It might be worth it to just skip the 3rd town. Our economy is just like kind of so meager that the 3rd town is, it's really kind of hard. Because we need to build the sanctuary. Oh, I don't have to build the sanctuary. I can skip the sanctuary by taking the bridge. So it's not just a bridge block. It saves us sanctuary. It does. I still have to take Fire 2. So I would need to build another temple, which does cost us a little bit of points on our pass tile, because then we would end with Stronghold, a sanctuary, and trading post on our board. But that does save us 2 workers and 3 coins. So this is a 2 workers, 3 coins action, whereas this is just net like a 3 coins action. That's not quite fair though. Sorry, because we'd be sending 3 coins, so it still costs us. It costs us some opportunity not taking this, but it might be right to take the bridge, especially since it looks like 2 of our opponents need the bridge. I think the bridge block is really a strong move. And again, it's not just a pure block. It actually is really helpful for us. It does some really good things. I think I take bridge. I only have 5 workers. This is going to be Doug, so it's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 workers in order to complete these 2 towns if I bridge and take fire 2. And that leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 workers are needed to finish this town. And we would only have 2 extra, so we need 5 more workers. We have 4 priests. So I guess it really only takes like a worker town. It probably is still worth it then. I don't think dwarves have the ability to block us. Or I don't think dwarves have the incentive. Now actually, to be fair, it depends a lot on what dwarves do here. I forgot that dwarves have 2 spades. Dwarves could dig out some of the hexes we're talking about building on. In which case I probably do just abandon the 3rd town. The upshot to abandoning the 3rd town is that we don't even have to take fire 2 then. I just build a trading post and a bunch of dwellings, and then I don't even have to take fire 2. Not taking fire 2 is actually a pretty big edge on what we have to build to end the game out in order to win network. And then I just get to take 2 high value towns, like just take an 11 pointer and a 9 pointer. It might be right just a 2 town. I'm not sure. It's pretty close. I think it's definitely right to bridge. Every scenario I'm looking at now, I think bridge is just a surefire answer, though. I think skipping the sanctuary is just really good. And I think annoying our opponents is really good. Witches get a spade here. Hopefully he'll just decline it. Hopefully he gets alerted to that and is still paying attention. He's been pretty quick up to now, and he is still. That's good. Darklings still don't have 2 ship. Yeah, so we just turn this brown. And I'm very curious where these spades go. I'm assuming one goes here. But the other spade doesn't have a lot of use. Maybe it's just here. But if he messes with our future town, I think I just give it up. I'm still not sure that not just giving up the towns is possibly the right move anyhow. 3 towns is really nice though. Given that it comes with 5 extra points, it's much be right. Wow, okay, so he might realize he's not getting the bridge because he takes this hex. We take a bridge. It's just the right thing to do. Denies our opponents nicely. And then I think I will eke out 3 towns here. I think it's still probably the right move just to make them, but I'm not totally sure because part of the problem is we actually don't have that many coins either. So like building everything it's expensive. I don't think I have any reason to rush towns here. I don't really think I care what towns I get because I'm so flexible here at the end between 2 towns versus 3 towns. So like if all my opponents take the high value towns, I can take economy towns and then just fill out another town. If my opponents are taking economy towns, I might debate just taking the high value towns and just completing 2 towns. I really don't know. This is another undo action here, which is fine, but like I do kind of. Oh, he needed to convert. Oh, he forgot that the coins were there. That's fine, but I will admit undo slightly annoyed me, but he was fast about it, so that's fine. Yeah, things look pretty winning here. We're already at the most points. We're making the most towns. We're winning network. We're probably doing the best on cults. We have pass points. I don't really see how we can't win this. So I think this is a really strong example of a game. Like I said, like there was so much to be had in this game from just scoring points and building a strong economy. And even though our economy honestly did not start out that strong at all, because we had to do really awkward things to like expand, including starting the game with just a temple and one dwelling and making a hard dig in round 2, we still built up the best economy, and it's helping us win. We skipped Earth 1 even though we could have taken it, and all these extra coins I think have helped fuel us to better stuff. I mean, it's also a lot of the other smaller decisions throughout the game too that are building up. We're just, as we kind of guessed, we're partly just a stronger player, and some of our opponents are making a bunch of kind of questionable decisions on top of each other. So it's also a bit hard to say exactly how the witches would have impacted this game. I don't think they would have really hurt any of our hexes. I don't actually know if they really would have impacted anybody much. The only real thing that witches might have done is inject a race to fire 2 into the game, which could have caused some problems for some people, but I don't even know for sure. So dwarves are being a little slow here at the end, but that's okay. It's actually been a kind of okay paced game ever since the bidding. It's still a little on the longer edge, especially given that one person dropped. We're already at, the stream length is just a little over 90 minutes, and we started the stream pretty much as soon as this game started basically when we started the stream. So this is a pretty long game for just this many opponents, given that one guy is just passing. I'm not being hyper attentive to what my opponents are doing, to be honest, either. I'm kind of just assuming they're not going to and not able to mess with our end game. We do have 2 towns that are already just guaranteed, so I don't really see how we could be disrupted. We have guaranteed connection. Our cults, the dwarves could take a 2-key town, but I don't even really care. Dwarves are doing some extra tunnels at the end. Totally fine. They just don't have enough points. Like, they're gonna get 1 town, and then they get some more dwellings, so they're at least they are doing reasonable on network, I guess. But they have 1, 2, 3, 4 more hexes they could potentially build on. Although at this point, if they're planning to tunnel this much, this sanctuary looks really questionable, right? Like, sanctuary for Air 1, or they could have made a stronghold instead. Like, they don't have enough workers to do all what they want either, but oh well. We build our dwelling. That's what we said we were going to do. No, our opponents aren't rushing towns. I don't really see why we should. Like, we can just eke out our stuff. We can just build this other thing, and then we can debate if we're taking fire 2 and building a 3rd town. I probably will go the fire 2 route and build a 3rd town, just because 3 towns in a town round is fun and whatever. I'm not even sure. I think it is a worker town and a coin town if I take fire 2. A lot of people that really watch me and talk to me know that I don't love coin towns. I don't really love the fact I'm taking a coin town here, but our economy just doesn't support getting getting another town otherwise. And then our 3rd town can be like some big points, and at this point it looks like we'll get at least a really nice point tile. So coin town, yeah, Lumen, I think I have to. Even with fire 1 and even with coin power actions, I advanced Doug and advanced shipping, and I had a kind of iffy build out this game, so these things happen. Our economy started slow. We made some bad predictions, but advancing ain't cheap. Yeah, advancing's not cheap, and our economy has been definitely behind where I would have liked it to be at every step of the game. The cult rewards actually this game were really crappy too, because we decided to advance dig. This reward was just a worker. This reward is essentially workers. All the priests have just been workers. We didn't get anything in round 1, so I maybe should have accepted that 3 for 2 actually. I declined it, but I probably should have been accepting it rather than having to. Yeah, I probably should have accepted that. That was bad, but whatever. We'll take 2 for 1s. That's fine. 2 for 1s is essentially just paying a victory point for a coin, and at this point, we're already talking about taking a 5-point town instead of 11-point town, so we're already saying that we're spending a victory point for a coin, so I may as well do that. There's no good reason not to. The dwarves take a worker town. That's totally understandable for them. They do need a lot of workers, but we also need workers. The upshot is the Darklings do not need workers, so there's really no concern here about just finishing this. So if I build the temple, I have 2 workers, 2 coins left. I'm talking about taking a worker town, so I'll have 4 workers and 8 coins left. This stuff costs 9 coins and 5 workers, plus the digs makes 7 workers, so I'm gonna have to use 3 priests as workers probably. It's definitely a bit sketchy, but the coins work out. I maybe don't have to take a coins town though. The alternative to a coins town is to take a single step cult town, because it does come with 2 coins, and Fire 2 is going to come with some coins. So I don't actually know that I need... I don't think I actually need to take a coin town. I think I can take an 8-point town instead and split the difference basically. So I think I'll do that. I'm also going to upgrade here and hope one of my 2 opponents accepts, which they might. Yeah, let's go for it. I maybe should convert power here. We're gonna earn 3. Oh yeah, I'm planning on earning 7 power, and my opponents might decline. Yeah, I definitely need to convert a power to a coin here. Taking the worker power action is also an option. Yeah, that's true. I could take the worker power action. So I could take an 8-point town and a coin town, and then take the worker power action. Yeah, maybe that's better. It all kind is equivalent. Nah, it's not equivalent. It can't be right? I could take the worker power action, but it's spending 4 coins for 2 workers. I don't think that's a good trade at the end of the game here, but I'm not totally sure. I think I move up on the air track just because it annoys dwarves, right? Or dwarves will defend the air. Oh, I want to pass the witches anyhow, so the air track is guaranteed good. Although it does... Oops, I was supposed to convert. Well, shit. Can I convert before taking towns? Hopefully. Yeah, I'm allowed to convert here. That's good. I'm taking a worker town because I think I really need them. And then, yeah, I don't think I need a coin town anymore. I think I can get by with this 8-pointer. Yeah, I can definitely get by on this 8-pointer. Yeah, this is enough coins, basically. It's enough workers. We'll build out this last town. Building out this last town uses up most of the rest of our resources. We'll end the game with a trading post and 2 big buildings left on our board. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty good. Again, part of why we're doing well here is because we really did plan out our town locations throughout this whole game, and we've made sure to build. Again, I think one of the really smart things we've done this game is never build this dwelling. I think again, this would be a big trap that a lot of people might have messed up, because I think it would have cost them the option to 3 towns. So Darklings have 1 more town coming in here. They're gonna have some nice points, but it does look like we just have a pretty crushing amount of points here. We're gonna get another town. We still get another 3 points for building this. We pass for 6, so we have 9, and 5 is 14, plus the town will probably be like a 9-point town, so we'll have 23 more points. So we'll be at, nearly 120 basically when we pass. And then we win network is like a 138. And then we are going to have pretty good cults. I have time to potentially send a priest to water. Although I'm expecting Darklings, I expect Darklings are going to defend water cult against us, because that's just what people do. Oh, actually, how are Darklings making this town? Oh, they have to double dig. We might be able to steal water cult yet. I don't know. It depends a little bit, too, how much dwarves accept all these leeches. I'm expecting them to just decline everything as we build next to them, because if they accept, we're just going to steal air cult on them. But I guess their next moves could be... their next moves might just be send priests to cult, so... It does look like dwarves actually want to use their priests as workers, though, right? They want to tunnel. Like, dwarves need to build dwellings still, too, right? They want to tunnel. Is a lot of point. They're at least tunneling and building this one. I guess they don't even have enough workers to tunnel and build this, which is pretty sad. But it happens. Our opponents are still kind of slow here at the end. I don't totally know what Darklings are thinking deeply about, but oh well. Looking at their resources, I guess they want to advance ship, so they need priests, but they also need ship towns. They're trying to they are trying to connect still. They need one more shipping this game. I missed that they had this northern connection route. Their network is not a problem for us though. Yeah, it's not an issue. Darkling's resources does suggest that they might temple like water 3 or something just so that we can't beat them, but I don't know for sure. Again, one of the other my experiences is that mediocre players tend to fight the cults a lot harder than they should because they don't really understand how to score points well in this game otherwise. So, and indeed, dwarves are doing exactly that. I think by sending their priests to lock out air cult, I think they're going to cost themselves a lot of points elsewhere. But I guess since I'm the leader, they probably should fight me. But I think he's largely hurting himself. But that's fine. If I'm forcing him to hurt himself, well, so be it. We do need a lot of workers. Wow, he is accepting us. I'm surprised he's accepting us, but I guess he's gonna lock out air guaranteed, right? So let's just push on water. Or actually, do we push on earth? Maybe we push this on earth. We have like an extra priest this game, so it could potentially go to water. It could potentially go to earth. I don't know. We'll go up on earth. Earth comes with extra power, so that's fun. I don't know. Darklings do 2 ship. Oh, Darklings are going to build another dwelling. So they're not going to fight us on a temple because they are going to build one more dwelling. And then they end at 12 structures because I don't think they have anything else. Yeah. Dwarves do have enough resources they could like single dig, but they can't build. So all they can really do is cost us an extra worker here. Which cost us an extra worker is maybe not trivial, but... There are some really... All the, like, best towns are still here, which is kind of sad. This is where if we had just a slightly better economy earlier in this game, we would have been able to scoop even more points here in the final round by taking even better towns, but... Oh, well. Dwarves do tunnel here. It looks like their last priest is slated for air here, which is totally fair. Although maybe... Do they have enough resources? I think they could build this dwelling, maybe. They need 1 power for coin. Oh, they would need more workers than they have. So, yeah, never mind. We just keep giving them power. Yeah. It's the only thing here to do. We are going to convert a lot of these priests to workers in the next couple actions, but it's okay. It has to happen. We'll get this other town. We do get another... We're going to take a priest town, I guess, because having 2 priests here looks good. We can send a priest to water, and then we can also send a priest to earth still and really eke out a lot more cult points. Which is why I think the 9-point town is better than the 11-point town, because I think the priest is at least 2 points, and that's 2 points that knock somebody else down some points, so that's why it's the right move. We got declined. That was very expected. I don't think there's any reason for dwarves to accept a 4 for 3 leech or whatever monstrosity that was. Although I guess if they accepted the leech, they could have taken the worker's power action, and maybe that's somehow worth it, but I don't think so. I would expect that the dwarves just send their priest to air. They might wind up taking another priest power action and just like sending it to earth to try to like lock that up. But that's okay. I don't really care what they're up to at the end here. Dwarves have no pass tile here either, so it looks pretty bleak for them. So their network is really sad here too at the end. Like if dwarves could build this other structure, it looks like they would let them beat darklings. But they're not going to be able to build it, so it's a downer, but it happens. Darklings have had a pretty nice game. They're going to pass. They're going to be at 112. They're going to tie for second on network. So, I mean, they're still going to be in, like, the 130s, which is a pretty good game. But given how much Darklings were bid, too, I mean, right? Like, I mean, this is why we were bidding on Darklings this game, because it was pretty good. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Dwarves do still have 1 more dwelling to build. Okay, that is really good for them. That makes sense. They're going to build that dwelling. I don't have much to do here besides convert some stuff. We don't have a we don't have a thing yet. I guess we build it here in case dwarves accept, because I'd rather have cult accepts at this point, but I don't expect them to accept this. And they don't. At this point, we do have to think hard about how we're using these. We need at least 2 workers, but we might have justification to send priest to cult, priest to cult. That gives us 4 power. 4 power might be enough to convert to a worker. So if we earn 4 power, it's 1, and then that's all 3 would move over. So if we do that, we have enough to convert 3 power to a worker, a priest to a worker, and the other 2 power to 2 coins, and then we would build this dwelling. That essentially buys us 1 extra priest. And 1 extra priest looks like it's points. So I think I'm supposed to do that. At the very least, we have 1 free priest, and we're definitely doing this. So let's just do that now. Let's get that out of the way. So the math looks pretty easy from here, right? I can convert 3 power to a worker. I can convert a power to a coin. I send a priest to the cult, and I send a priest to a worker. And I can dig a yellow hex for 1, and build a dwelling for 1, and the dwelling is 2 coins. Yeah, I'm just double checking this to make sure it works out, and it does work out. So go ahead, convert. Confirm that turn, dig and build, get this town, take a worker town, or a priest town. We're assuming dwarves are going to decline again, because they should, but we get to send another priest to Earth, so we at least get a tied win. So we're going to have 2 wins, a tied win, and a second. It's a very strong cult game at the end here. And then we pass. So this game, again, went very well. Even though we weren't able to get as big of an econ as I liked, we still hit 14 structures. We still hit 3 towns. We still won like a lot of cults. It's a pretty strong example of how important economy is in this game still. When you have these really high score potential setups with lots of pass tiles, really good scoring track, build your economy. Build up. Don't rush point favors and all that other stuff, but oh well. Taking the worker power action was better than down converting the priest. Yeah, that I might have missed that. Yeah, it's possible we could have bought ourselves 1 more priest at the end and actually outright won Earth if I used the worker power action. I might have missed that. That's fair. I might have been slightly sloppy right at the end there, but oh well. Anyhow. This is a really nice win for us. Dwarves did get fairly close to 2nd place by the end, so good for them. 15 resource points for witches because they had to pass a bunch. It was weird. It was a bit weird and sad that they had to drop, but oh well. We got the win. We probably get like a... Oh, we did get 2. We're up to gold. Look at that. Boom. All right. Made Gold League. We're further up into the master status. Good fun. Good fun. I am curious how long this game took. Yeah, we had 2 slow players, and this is the guy that literally passed after whatever round it was, and I'm not always the fastest player, but yeah, this wasn't exactly the quick game I was looking for, but oh well, whatever. We moved. We did some stuff. Last few post-game things. We took some coins power actions this game. It's a good way to win. We never took a power spade action. It's usually not a good way to win, but it's pretty fun to win a game. It is pretty fun to win a game at 163 points without ever using a spade power action. Yeah, we used two bridges, 2 priests, 2 coins power action. That's where a lot of it went. We did have to do some hard digs, which is awkward, but yeah. We hit the round tiles the best out of everybody. We did not very well on favors, but we got a 12-point water 1. This is where, looping back to what NerdCube was suggesting, like, we maybe could have just built the temple at that point for another economy favor. Like, Earth 2 actually might have been a useful amount of workers back this game, and then we could have settled for Air 1 later. And that might have actually been better than taking Water 1 even. But regardless, this worked out pretty well. Another spadeless cultist game. Yeah, exactly. Easy. Just who needs spades? It was good fun. We hit the pass tiles pretty well. This isn't even as well as I was necessarily hoping, but we got a lot of really high victory point towns actually in the end. 24 points in towns is great. And then obviously, yeah, we just crushed the end game scoring compared to everybody else. Made a ton more points than anybody else. So it's a good game. It was a fun way to win, to go as cultists. Even with as awkward as this starting location and this spot was still quite good. I think this location turns out it might have worked well this game, but I'm not sure because if we start down here, it's a lot harder to secure these hexes rather than the vice versa. But I don't know. Not totally sure how much lessons there are to have in this game either, given that our opponents weren't really in the same tier of player skill. But oh well. Anyhow, hope it was a fun one. Was glad to play another game here and talk through. It's probably going to be a little while before I stream again. I'm kind of busy this weekend with some other stuff and go Packers and the playoff game and all that. But hopefully we'll be back in next week and to keep moving up arena, see when we can hit Elite League, see how high our arena or rating can peak. I'm pretty confident we'll eventually go down, but being up in the 700s is fun while it lasts. So anyhow, thanks all who watched, and I'm heading off. See you all around.